Out to the B side for this split.
Exercise pushing even closer, looking for Smiley, spotting out their head, now diving straight in against the main T side force. They've seen so many, and Exercise gets 2 kills for it. Afro will get tagged to 7, but is alive, between his head tucked away, and more CTs pressing from that B side. Body's gonna get Otto. Aerial, such low HP, he's not gonna last long, and Smiley's gonna have the smile wiped off his face. He's in 1 versus 4.
Oh, what an ultimate sandwich that is coming through from the CT side. Players coming through from the back line to short and in from mid. Smiley's trying to make this interesting, seeing if he can get a couple of picks back, make this clutch doable, isolate some of the 1v1s, get the bomb on his back, but the time is so incredibly low. Jocko now goes down, and it's all onto Body, into the bomb site. The time's not there, so she's just got to try and stay alive. Out to the window position. Smiley's going to aggress forward, but he's going to run out of time. He just gets the kill, but it's not quite there. That's really well.
The grind has worked out for them, so credit where it's due. Mentioned that Leska might be a bit of a momentum booster, and certainly has looked like the start of the year has been their year thus far, and this match has been their match. A 1-for-1 trade. As Slowey did kick things off on the right foot, but Body eventually converging in alongside Jocko will move him from play. They only lose an SMG here for the CT side as well. So all those main rifles, including that scout, will stay in. The smokes gonna go down to that cross, bit of a gap there to the left-hand side. And counter-nades it in as Exercise looks to wrap that corner. Body will spray through the smoke, catch Smiley and drop the bomb. Make it a 4 versus 3. Afro chimes in now for 2 players. They could line up for Exercise. He sees them both. At least gets that 1 player and gets the engagement on the second as well.
The CT side, and now even to the lower tunnels. Slowey's got a strike.
He has his back turned at the wrong moment as Afro follows suit on Aerial, trying to get the trades together, but unawares of the AWP. Such little info given up by the HEET side. That's exactly what I was saying before. A footstep, a scope, that would have been enough for HAVU to find the counter plays towards HEET. It's a 5 versus 3 instead. X7 will try work his way up long, has the bomb behind him on a Smiley. It's slow and carefully taken by the likes of the HAVU side, watching out Elbow, looking onto CT spawn. Trying to spot Body, trying to spot Lucky. Neither smokes to come in towards the cross, though. Try and get something out. That's a very big miss smoke coming in from them, one of the site itself. Exercise will end up dropping. That's at least 1 good trade back. Otto also strikes on Jocko in the mid control. Afro at least gets that 1 responsive. That bomb's got to cross from Smiley. He's going to throw it over to X7.
God, this is still so difficult for HAVU. The bomb just doesn't even get tossed properly right in the middle of the side. Lucky's aggress forward, needs to deal with Smiley, then transfer up to the bomb site. That's the first. Bomb gets picked up, but Lucky's there. And it just shows for HAVU,
deal out the damage and deal with them. Body getting flashed in towards short. Sees Slowey, sees Aerial. Doesn't quite get the second kill, but at least it's a 1-for-1 trade with info being gained.
Just seeing the amount of mass numbers towards that short position can give that info over to Afro to start walking forward, catch off any of the sleepers. Might be able to deal with Otto, actually.
Oh, what a shot. Head connected to the man. The AWP wins out the fight, and it's once again the man advantage for the likes of HEET. So flank around coming in towards that long control for Smiley. Aerial on X7 will sit on the short control, try and indicate there's going to be an A play. Smokes will go out. Bit of a gap to work with on all that long position. Exercise will turn his attention away from the longhouse. The lineup from Jocko might not even require its backup. Exercise will get forced back. Wait for backup. Try and deal with Smiley. He'll get that kill. So it's X7. 16 HP for a 1v3 clutch.
Yeah, this is rough. Needs to take some fights immediately, and even for Lucky, so defensive. Playing down towards that spawn area, expecting some aggression, and it's going to come.
Surely it should do soon. CT's going to make their move in, and there goes the kill. Team ace there for HEET. All players having impact in round 7. Start up in this round.
Opening man advantages have not come easy, but unfortunately, X7 can't move away from the spam, and as soon as they gain that, 5 or 6 seconds later, it gets taken, and Afro's waiting for a mid-pick. They've worked so hard, Jay, for that opening man advantage, and, well, but now it's just gone completely, isn't it?
Yeah, 4-on-3 situation. Not to strike back at the very least and bring it back to evens, but the AWP taking on another AWP on the CT side. Afro on site. Scope might not have been heard. That flashbang indicates otherwise. Working their way out in the open. The AWP has completely missed the player. Trying to find towards the doorway area. Aerial, head of Xbox. Molotov's raining down to the site, and Afro misses an all-important shot. The second one does connect by Body. Traded Aerial known, but doubles up. And it's all on Exercise. Way back on the backstab on the flank position towards tunnels. Might catch Aerial, but Aerial's accounted for it here. Swung out in the M4. Does engage. Does win the 1v1 battle. Goes back to the AK against the AWP. P trying to bait in Otto. Try to look for an angle. Sees the man. Looks for the head. Needs to tap him up. The burst fighter's not connected. And now makes his way up to the side here. The AWP. Too close to land the frag, and Exercise will hold the retake.
Come down. AWP gets baited with a lurk smoke. Slowey's just trying to see if he can keep gathering the AWP to fire.
Slowly tag, body working in, sees the head, drops that bomb. Not sure if he's aware of it, but he's got the opening kill. He's aware of that much at least. Lays the aerial miss, the AWP legs him to 13 points of health. And does get the kill in the end. Otto with one trade back, but the AK still sat here. The body spraying down so much damage, makes it a triple kill in the end. And the AWP of Afro on the backstab to strike.
Baiting out the slight utility that the CTs have, so a lot of dry faces are going to have to come through from the Frenchman.
Anti-flash from Exercise here on short. Body ready with the M4. We'll see that flashbang turn away from it. Both players going to peek in. They do lose that burst man. And Body desperate to hold the trays. Does manage to do so for the time being, but ultimately will lose his life. The 3 versus 2. A site's completely open.
Retake on the way. Even the molly going down is going to slow Lucky, make sure that he can't get out to that ramp position. X7 does get dealt with, so 2v2. This is still on.
Warp in the hands, M4 jump facing, trying a lucky shot, but not quite connecting it. Slowy should be heard. They should have info on where both players are coming from back at elevator. Great flashing, but Slowy still gets the frag, and it's Jocko on the M4 to clutch it. No kit in hand, but obviously no choice but to commit to it. It's last round of the half. Smiley now being seen, spray through, the M4 engages, and a smoke down towards the bomb's position. Going to try force Slowy out here on the defuse, holding the 10 seconds. It seems like Slowy might think he's playing mind games. In the midst of that smoke, the spray does come out, but Jocko just trying to find an angle, can't quite see him, sprays Matic from the M4, and at this point he's out of time, back to the knives, can't quite find that player, but Slowy will eventually land his kill. He can insert themselves into their 14th. Just by default, really. Aerial out towards short, engages against Jocko. It's back up an X7, trying to hold those trades for the CT side, but it's a 3 for 2, as Slowy can also chime in elsewhere towards long. Otto now working his way up and into the short control as the 2 T-side players press onto the A commit. Slowy's on site. Got to get the headshots against Afro. Not quite able to do so. Otto will get body instead and wrap around to get the double up, and HAVU will get an important pistol. Still suppressing. He might change their minds.
Well, they've been able to bait so much util from the B-side players that they can walk out from the doors, expect not much at all. Afro looking for the entry, now just go B.
Only one player standing back at car. It is an AUG on Smiley, though, so a rifle versus all the rifles of the T-side line. Jocko with a swing, drops that bomb. Exercise with his back turn, gives up another frag, and it's back for the advantage for HAVU. 3 kills on the table for Smiley. Afro finally gets the response, and now the bomb can get planted. It is held away from the site. Afro's thinking about an aggressive play, but Lucky just gets the bomb down.
Afro with his orbs, got to get into a comfortable position, make it easy for himself to strike, because the upper tunnels play is coming in quick.
And there comes the kill against Aerial from tunnels itself. So X7 now from the doorways. Knows of one player, not aware of the second. Lucky will converge upon him and make it 12 for the board of HEET. That's the most important thing for the T-side line, is the concern dealing with the players out towards pit. And Exercise gets a wonderful shot onto Aerial. Are they aware of the next man? Apparently not. Slowy, I think he just got spotted by Exercise. Did he not? No, Afro's not adjusting to it. Backstabs inbound towards mid. That bomb could rotate. I think he's considering it here. No, goes back for the AWP. That's going to lead to his demise. Slowy sees them both. Lines up the spray. Doesn't quite get the kill. Exercise somehow responds towards it. And now smokes go down. Flashes instead. Nades towards sight. Exercise has found a triple, but a bomb gets dropped. It's on him to get the ace. Swing out, seeing X7, and ultimately doesn't make it work. That got too close for HAVU. Realize that nobody's out here. The rotations will begin.
That could be an A fake into a mid play, though. Look at where the bomb's going.
Flashes over, Otto's ready for it and connects on body. X7 follows suit to Jocko. Afro forced to get a trade in a 2v3 now. Slowly makes it 1. Afro can strike again, make it a double up. Grab that bomb and try go to the A site. Aerial's going to hear him, try to look for a gap and no smokes. The AK swept out towards, and he's unawares of the elbow.
And there's still an aggressive player down here towards a short position without a teammate, which could be worrying if he are able to trade and put some emphasis forward onto Aerial. Util going down, flash over the top. Aerial doesn't strike just yet.
M4 ready for the swing. Afro's PT50 up close. The Incendiaries come out, force those 3 players forward, and Lucky does get the trade back towards it. X7 forced to strike as well. 3v3 though. He could get backstabbed in by Jocko. The headshot lands for the Deagle, and suddenly HEET are in control.
Oh, this is looking so good. Nade up into the bomb site. Exercise picking forward, and the nade misses out. Otto's now the last one left. Surely this is the 15 from HEET. Can't get that much assistance from a teammate being low, and that's why he's going slightly wider of it. And the util's low for the CTs. They don't have much of it. At least they've got Otto for the first.
Body banged out. Exercise taking damage. He engages towards that B site as Afro looks for the AWP. Jewel, hearing that player drop off, should be aware now that Short is pretty much cleared up. Smiley, however, with the kill on Exercise, finally removes him from play. The Galil of Lucky, unawares of where Slowy is. Head of that smoke, still hunting for an angle. Has Lucky seen him? He's thinking about it, but no. Now info goes the way of either side, and actually this might work better for the T-side line. Smiley gets caught for it. Lucky now needs to focus on a player on site. Slowy struggling to get the kill back, and now his teammates can act as Lucky gets away with the kill. Looking for the triple, when he makes it work, it's a 2v2.
How have they done this again? Trying to get that bomb over to the bomb side, needs to cross the AWP, gets a leg shot in, but not quite the kill. That bomb's going to go down. This is still winnable for HEET.
Such low HP though. HAVU looking for their weapons. Incendiaries out to the window. Otto hunting for Afro, trying to look for that information play. The Orpa sees him on the first phase. Aerial gets his kill back, and now there's one player back at car. Lucky with his head tucked away, and is being accounted for by the M4. The AWP swings, but Aerial gets his kill, keeps his man covered.
Down even further. They've got to get these entries out on B immediately.
They look so scrambled. Otto's AWP could be the winning element as he spots Exercise's leg, peeking out ahead of the smoke, doubles up, looks in for the triple and almost lands a collateral. He doesn't make it a quadra, but that should be enough. 7 seconds, the AKA Smiley drops that bomb, makes it a double, and HAVU will take us to overtime. Get Slowy to drop 3 left standing. Aerial does get 1 to respawn out towards CT spawn, but X7 has got to be given the task of the site defensive, and ultimately his backup falls. Can't seem to find Jocko, at least gets body. That's 1 good casualty, not quite the second phase of the second player back towards Short. Jocko gives up his life though. It's a 2v2 for X7 and for Smiley here against Afro and Lucky. Both players held back. Afro watching with the AWP. X7's peeked him, makes it a triple, and knows exactly where Lucky is, hunting for the quadra. What could be the ultimate play from him in this matchup? He's got the kit on his back, trying to look for that bomb, taps it once. Lucky forced to peek, sees the headshot of Smiley, could line him up and almost gets it. Oh, X7 with the quadra, with the opener for overtime. Push forward, try to catch off Afro if possible. Sees the man, the flashbang comes in way too late, and he combines with the other AWP of Slowy. Smiley now engaging with the AK, can't quite make it happen, and Slowy set towards cross. A gap, and that smoke can be covered off by body. He peeks ahead of it though, there's still a gap. He spots the man, but can't get the shot.
Oh, now the in-game leader's got to step up. Nade onto the bomb side, probably not going to deal with him, do some damage, try and get the chunk in.
Quite a lot of damage, down to 55 HP in fact against body. Smokes for Slowy, going to try and cover off that long player. Of course, has got to go for this retake. It's lasted a half. No sense in saving in OT. Body backed up towards Goose. Jocko above the smoke. Slowy looking to lean in. Spot the head. And see the man tries to adjust, and ultimately does not work out for him. Jocko with a double down to the lone defender. And Jocko can at least flash his way out of position, try and stall the T-side players for the time being. Back towards car, footstep must have been heard. X7 rounds the corner, but still Jocko gets the kill. And a second before he's traded. So a 2v2 scenario with a lurk out towards mid. Aerial standing by against Afro. The spray's good. Exercise gets the trade back. And it's a 1v1 now between him and Smiley. Smiley was forced into a clutch at the very beginning of the game. The 1v4 in the pistol. And now a 1v1 for a 2k to close it out in OT and get this map under wraps for HAVU. Exercise watching on the site, checking the back corner, checking the open site and pit, and ramp angles themselves. Smiley's just waiting, reveals his position, swing out, M4 trying to get that headshot, knows exactly where he is, but caught jumping in the middle of the air, and this is a clutch that Smiley will win that matchup. So seeing them not quite able to close it out, I feel like might be a bit more of a red herring above all else here. So again, we're moving from a map that could have been questionable there for them now into a map that should be absolutely confident for their own part. HEET will start things off on the T-side line here, Dwayne, as we get to our pistol round.
And this is where they can set a lot of pace, get themselves some comfortability going up onto the T side. HAVU bringing an early 4A stack, just allowing X7 with a couple of flashes towards the top banana to show some indicating presence that potentially there's a peek forward out from the half wall or anyone playing from the sandbags. This stack in play, though, might be able to sandwich into the T side, especially with that bomb in the apartments.
Yeah, 4-man crossfire in the brackets control. The smoke will isolate 2 of them, but they can boost their way up. And Otto will try hunt for the opening picks. Body going to go unchecked. No, Smiley swings out from quad and drops his body to the head of the smokes here. And he's going to continue pushing forward for a little bit more at the brackets. Entrance, Afro will get that trade. Aerial focusing fire from 2 flanks is going to get converted upon sandwich by the T-side forces as they make it 3 on the trade and an A site gained.
That looked undisciplined to me there, Jay. They get a first pick out from long, and instead of holding their ground, they start pressing forward. And as soon as you start to act in that bracket stack of getting pulled forward, that's when you're falling into the trap, and that's where HEET start opening up the jewels.
And there's no real retake on for X7 and Otto. That's the fuse kit's been dropped somewhere. I'm not 100% certain where it is. It might even be in brackets. I see the dead body of one CT player, so I can imagine that's roughly where it is. But yeah, no real chance here. They're going to get themselves out of dodge, X7 and Otto.
Otto can do the same, and then Slowy probably could go down to an SMG and give yourself a good-looking rifle round. They're on the safer approach. Maybe they don't want to risk it as much in these early stages and just allow another 5th round to go the way of the HEET side and just say, okay, instead of winning the round, we're going to hope to do damage, but these nades again.
That's 3 in a row now. 3 rounds in a row, they stacked nades up towards top banana and just decimated at least one CT player. Following suit with 2 more picks from Exercise out towards that apartment's position. Smiley and Aerial are falling those 2 rifles in for X7, and Slowy will just maintain their positions, try hold into the next round. At least in theory, they actually do strike against a couple of players. Got a bit of complacency being gained there by HEET, but not enough that will give up the 2 versus 2 situation. Body instead frags, 1v3 now. Slowy, glass cannon. Bomb does go down in the open. They're confident enough to plant there. He's not confident enough to take the blind shot himself.
Getting spammed through. That would have got heard, and knowing that there's a lurk out into the A side.
This time, no nade stacks against them. Walks in with the T-side line. Will try and make their way up towards that banana position. He's Exercise into the apartments. Nades will come back and forth. Slowy's going to try charge forward, but pays for it with his life. Sprays through from X7, gets nothing out of it. With Exercise following suit on Smiley, charging out of the apartments, makes it a double, almost a triple. Not like it matters now here for Aerial. He gets that 1 trade versus 5. Known to the T-side. They push that bomb into B. Continue to go for the hunt and give up these 1v1s. But with just 15 points of health, surely he doesn't win a 3rd fight.
No, not on this low. Anything to hold on to this AK, but it's just not going to happen at all. You've got the late lurk from Body down towards the A site, hoping to continue doing damage. Aerial might be able to find a path down from second mid to hold on.
Nah, not quite. Goes in towards main mid, and Afro's there to clean him up. God, the capacity of damage. SMG of Slowy trying to make a play out against Lucky at point blank. Could work in against this AK, but he pre-fires, he wraps the corner. Kill found. X7, last man standing on the B site. Overwhelmed once again. Again, it's fallen so easily, so efficiently here for this HEET side. And Otto behind smoke could try and make a play. I mean, at this point, you might as well. But this is sheer domination from HEET, and HAVU need to find a counterplay in terms of the bigger overall matchup. And Lucky's just got the greatest reads in the world.
I'm questioning the buy again here from HAVU. They could have forced it up. They could have had 4 M4s and an SMG or FAMAS. And then you start thinking to yourself, well, why save 2 rifles if all you're going to do is half buy, not take any risk? They're playing defensive. They're not looking aggressive. They're not trying to get those M4s into any impact. Surely you'd want to regress it into second mid, a flash over bedroom, something into the apartments to try and snag your way an AK and find an opening man advantage. Instead, it's so deep into the bomb sites with these rifles, and they constantly get hunted, flash over the top. Another pick for Exercise, just rolling them.
5th of X7 back on that B side, back at the cross to play passive, wait for rotations, play retake on that B side.
Yeah, they're just trying to bait set up here towards Porch, allow themselves to have a lot of players. Otto with the AWP down into the bomb side. Information's being given up, but actually Slowy's the one that gets spammed through the smoke.
Oh, Exercise doesn't miss in this apartment's play, does he? Drops out towards Pit, looking for Otto, wins a second fight. Another 1v1 duel, unassisted by utility, but the CT forces. Aerial can get Afro to return, and Smiley starts walking into the apartments in bedroom. There's Jocko, Body with the kill. Lucky traded back by X7, and they do fall away from position. That bomb yet to commit, but with a player in graveyard, surely it's got to be the A play. The only thing standing in their way is Smiley. Here at Boiler, hearing footsteps, known as the player inbound from the bedroom. Body, knife pulled out, bomb can get dropped. Okay, 2v2, something decent coming in for the CT side. And now it's Exercise left to clutch with 15 seconds on the clock. Gonna wrap this corner, smokes in, nades out, does pick up the kill and the bomb. A 1 versus 1. X7 hiding behind harder cover, engaged upon. Exercise checks all corners, plants for default here, and X7 will make his way up, should be able to catch the kill in the back. Exercise ready for the swing, making noise, goes out for it, and wins the quadra clutch to keep the streak running for HEET. 10K Plus post by Smiley, backed up in a pit, $650 to his name, bought into this M4. It's X7's the Eagle that strikes first instead. Choco to 4. Okay, HAVU have a start. Is there any more? Yes, there is. 3 more kills pouring in now for the CT side. 2 left standing. Afro and Lucky trying to hold on. Do get a couple of decent trades. Smiley struggles. USP pulled out. Can't see that AWPer, and somehow HEET have turned it around. But Aerial holds control. And that... where the retake's coming in from for HAVU. Smokes down over at the Coffins. Incendiaries back towards New Box. No info on that bomb just yet. Choco's found an angle against Otto, though. Removes the AWP to a 2 versus 2 exercise. Smoked off. Sprays through, coming in against Smiley. And now the defuse is being tapped once. Choco still in the midst of the smoke. Gets flashed in. Sees both players. Gets a good shot back. Exercise behind the fountain. Smiley out in the open looking for the engagement. But it's another clutch for Exercise. You can't expect a mistake from this context. They get forced in by HEET. Apps pop could come out for Exercise. Smokes down for the execution set overall for the Frenchman. Aerial back over at pit. Smiley standing on the balcony, on the railing of said balcony. Looks for Jocko, gets the kill. Gets caught dropping off the Aerial as Aerial gets a triple its body to respond towards it. A 3 versus 2. At least those rifles have done their damage for the HAVU side, but they can't deny the bomb plant.
Yeah, HAVU have got to win this. 3v2 up on the half bites, looking decent, and they even deal with body.
It's Afro now to clutch it. Not quite like Exercise, and peeks into Otto's AWP, so they do steal around here for the HAVU side. Grab those rifles as well, get the AKs in for the CT forces.
And Slowy's just going to peek out from this library position. Body so ready for it. Beautiful crosshair placement.
Now B site defended by X7, A site defended by Smiley. Where they're going to go? Wrap back towards A, it seems. Smiley held back towards mini pit. Flashbang going to keep him blind, thinking there might be a T side player close. There is, but not quite as close as he assumes here. Flash is turned away from one player, drops in from the apartments. That's Exercise once again out of the gate. Bomb should get picked up and planted as only X7 for the retake.
Just those flashes, so on point onto Smiley, who they know has been playing down towards that mini pit position. HAVU, they're going to need another clutch.
Molotov should drive body out of the way, not do a lot of damage towards the man. X7 waiting for the smokes to clear. Where are the 2 T-side players? Body is known. Exercise is not. Wraps in, looking for the headshots. Sees the man at least, still unawares of Exercise, making some noise. Finding the swing together. Exercise gets credited with a triple, and it will be HEET to close out. 12-3 up this time on the opening half of the second map.
Through into bedroom, looking out the second mid. He's already spotted the play.
Imagine putting £100 down on that 15-1 odd. Well, taps on the odds for Exercise, getting Otto to drop. Frag found to kick things off, looking for a little bit more as he domes in a second head. Not quite the triple as X7 for the trade, and Lucky falls back with the Julies. And all Julies inbound from body, out towards mid, shuts down Slowy. X7 dealt with by Jocko, and Smiley have to clutch it all once again. He tried to do this with the pistols in the previous half.
Into CT spawn, hoping to deal with a further rotate. They've got the opportunity of bringing that bomb B or back into A.
Both M4 set towards the A side. The bomb's going to push in from brackets, indicating the A play. Slowy, sneaking past Exercise. Their backs to turn, but Exercise looks the right way at the right time. Swings out for the second, on for the triple. Individual fights, given up for a quadra in the round. And Exercise, he's hunting for the ace. Otto might give it up towards the man. The M4 doesn't quite make it work, but there's 3 more to get for the T-side player, and they're bearing down from all sorts of angles, from all sorts of ranges. Team in terms of tactical basis, but when you look at those numbers, it's hard to argue against it. And look at Lucky just pressing forward with confidence once again. Exercise gets the kill on Slowy. Jocko has fallen in turn towards second mid, but it's a 2-for-1. HEET gaining the advantage, and they back off.
I'm just so disappointed. I really hoped for a fight. Just give it something here in this second map, so it doesn't just feel like the first one was wasted. HEET giving themselves the man up and not overcomplicating it, taking the banana control, playing deep on A, not really giving too much of an indication of allowing a mistake to come through.
The bomb drops. It looks like it's the end right now for HAVU in this map. And look, to your point, at the very least, they have map 1. At least they got Dust 2, which means that with HEET taking this Inferno, we'll be off to a 3rd in the series. So it's not over just yet. Yeah, it does look one-sided. Yeah, it looks like they've checked out of this matchup. But this was HEET's map pick. They've looked confident on it at a higher level, and they'll look to maintain that confidence against the likes of HAVU. 16-3 domination from the Frenchmen as they take over the map pick. And we had something 16-3 like they did in that last series, but I'm also looking at this and I'm also thinking to myself that we just saw a 16-3 from the likes of HEET on their comfortable map with experience, much like how they have here on this nuke. So for me, I'm riding the HEET hype train. They will be starting things off on the T side, which could be a blessing for the HAVU side. As we get to the pistol round, they need to start things off strong and maintain that momentum.
In the few games I've seen from HAVU on Nuke, X7 normally catches my eye as someone that can find a lot of impact. For the HEET side, I think you've got to be looking at Afro and Exercises again to put on that early damage. And towards ramp, it might just be the pummel through, the fake top side play coming through with the util from body.
Nade set for Smiley. He got decent positioning on where the T-side players were at, but it's outside that strikes first. In the yard, it's Afro dropping slowly, and Smiley forced to rotate back. That nade is pretty good, though. Damage to 4 players, chunky onto body and Exercise, and Smiley is standing alone here to the back of the B side. Desperate to tap onto a kill towards Lucky. Needs backup to get here soon, and Otto will arrive in force alongside X7 with a decent trade. Lucky with a responsive aerial stop in the rafters, gets Lucky to drop to a 2 versus 2 scenario, and rotates back from HEET. Will come in towards this A side. It's X7 with the Julies, ready for the taps. Can't quite connect. Exercise spots Jocko as well. Knows that Exercise must have dropped down. Turns on towards him. That bomb gets dropped as well. And Jocko has got a major HP advantage above both players in a 1v2.
Both are so low. Get that bomb down. Hope to get some of those body shots through. X7 aggressing forward. They've got to peek together.
Look ready, taps on. They don't peek together. Instead, they get isolated. 1v1 now against the likes of Aerial, needing this headshot against Jocko. Both players without head Kevlar, but again, Jocko on 42, Aerial on just 4-1. Tap sorting these to the body, and HEET will start things off with a pistol again. Might need to be necessary here. He maintained control in the early part of this matchup here. Look at Jocko rapid the 5-7, trying to get his kills against the players in the midst of the smoke. They do get 2 on Aerial's part. He does burn alive though, and slowly gets caught by Afro. So the pistol deficit still not going to be a massive issue for the likes of HEET. The nade's back down, doing damage to 2. The bomb's not going to get planted. As they get the bomb plant, Last Smiley's got to make his way forward. Otto with a trade back in a 1 versus 1. Afro's on 2 HP. The USP is pulled out for Otto, and he will win the round here. The first game for the walking forward. Good shot for Otto, picking up body. Starting things off for the AWP on the CT side. X7 with a follow-up on the SMG. Exercise to the trade back, but look at him and Jocko on their HP numbers. This is looking pretty good for the CTs.
This is looking very good. HEET have got some control down towards a lower bomb site, but HP numbers, man advantage is not quite there. Exercise not getting that immediate entry. Smiley ends up with a couple, and now confidence is starting to build a couple of rounds in a row. One more time. Jocko is leading that charge. The slow is up in the rafters to try to deal with it. Turning away from the flashbangs. No one's checked him. He gets away with 2 on for the triple. Almost lands it as well to body. And X7 with a low HP against a couple of players against his name. Gets Lucky down to 14 HP. Afro will finally get it responsive. Get the 3 versus 3. But they need to get the bomb down on the site. And Afro a close vent. There's so many players facing him. Smiley and Aerial. And Otto make it look easy as they get the 5th to the board. And body struggling to get the kill towards outside. So many bullets fired against Otto. Down to 9 HP, but he's not dead. Exercise and Jocko still get away with a couple of picks back. So a 3 versus 3 situation. And Otto's on 9. So with that being said, there's a slight advantage on the HP numbers. Weapon advantage favors the CT side, as do the blind shots through the smokes. And Lucky goes dropping. Exercise ready for Smiley. Can't make it happen. Bomb out in the open. And Jocko in a 1v3. Just hoping for damage at this point. Shame that they kind of whiffed it towards outside and weren't able to drop the orb. Because if that would have came through, there's a weapon to work with, there's a man advantage. That round
against the T-side line, they'll start to re-aggress as HEET make their way back up towards the outside control. They spot out slowly. Gets another good kill onto Jocko. Aerial follows suit on body, and these fights are just not going the way of HEET here. Backstabs continue to come forward on the CT side. They do end up backing away a little bit. Exercise trying his best to get something out of the outside control, but it's a 4 versus 2.
And they look slightly hesitant trying to take back that outside play. It seemed as if they wanted to cancel, knowing that they lost that vent-dropping player. Exercise and Afro just begging for an advantage.
Molotov's on, flashes ahead, X7 turns away, hunting for Exercise and Afro. 2 to line up, AK involved, there comes the kill. Now towards 3 for the HAVU side. HEET trying to bring this back from the brink, and Exercise again with the wide faces. Triple up for him, he goes no further. And it's Afro now to hold down the rest of the round. AWP in hand, Otto thinks he might have stuck lower, but Afro just drops in, gets the kill, and now gains the piece up with a Molotov to cover his back.
Oh, no way they win another one of these 2vx's. 2v4, never heard the molly. They know where Smiley is.
Afro, thinking he might come in from decon. Double doors are closed. Info to get game, flashbang to give away his position. And Afro's so ready for this shot. What's a clutch from HEET. Second one comes in, several players spotted. Exercise gets that kill. Jocko's fallen to the hands of Smiley, now known out in the open. It's body that can deal out the headshot. The SMG of X7 next up to face, does drop the 3 versus 3 and now can grab the AK. That bomb's still an observation. Lucky's thinking of a rotation play, and also at the edge of the smoke gets caught by it. Now the rotates back up from the vents. No, Afro with a shot back. Aerial's upstairs, and Heat playing all sorts of mind games with HAVU eventually make it work to their favor as the M4 tries his hand at his clutch. Exercise has seen him looking for the headshot, and you don't imagine he will miss.
Yeah, didn't know if that was a dream or not.
From the other side over at the corridors, the bomb will get planted from here, and Afro can work in with the AWP. Upstairs, Jocko looking up for Smiley. Might have evaded the 1 CT, 4 by 3. Smiley gets caught for it, and Aerial can get the trade back. Exercise needs to respond, and he does do so. 2v2, Slowly with a responsive, and Afro now down at Decon, watching the bomb in his sights. Both CTs inbound from the same angle. At least I think they are. One might actually be in from events, actually, and they will be able to do so. The Deagle from Otto will get the shots together, make it a 2K, make it around a 7th to the board of HAVU. And final of the half itself, Otto again going to kick things off with the AWP towards outside, getting 2 easy frags. Pickings on body and Afro. Exercise tag to 54, and HAVU again coming into their own at the tail end of the half. Trying to make it 8, trying to make it an advantage. The question is this advantage going to be enough even if they get it? 5v3, and it looks like it's likely that they will be able to do so. Smiley up against 2, spotting Lucky, not seeing Jocko yet. Will Incendiary back and start thinking about falling out of dodge here. The AWP hunting for more will also get Incendiaried away as Smiley drops it to 4 versus 2.
Yeah, the AWP from Otto been finding a lot of consistent impact towards outside. 16 and 4, putting on a good performance, and may even be the reason for why they open up with a lead going into the second half. Lucky deals with Slowy, so that's the lower bomb site open.
Surely we won't see another 2v5. Surely we won't see another one from Heat. Had 1 successful, 1 attempt. Have the bomb down here. Decon door was opened up. It could have been a risky play. Ultimately, no CT tries peeking in towards it. They'll close down those doors. Lucky watching from rafters. Decon uncontested as Jocko gets picked up. The AK of Lucky now known. Flashes going to catch him completely blinded. Easy pickings for the CT side as they do not let that clutch go the way of Heat. And they will close out the half again on a high. 8-7 on the high. A single round separates them and the Frenchman.
Definitely can be. You wouldn't buy it up otherwise. So put yourself in a momentum-based position, search for an opening man advantage, try and really pull ahead, and another quick play could be coming in.
Flash over X7, warding his way straight through. Exercise picks up X7, and Lucky dives in from the vents, gets on 1 good kill alongside Afro with a secondary pick back. Aerial and Otto, last player standing, 1 player left in Aerial, and that didn't even look like a challenge for Heat.
Nah, that's the issue when you go for those top side rushes.
Rung out. Jocko thinking about grabbing another rifle, or might extend it with the Galil. Does not see Otto, does see the util from Smiley instead. Will wait. Did he get checked? Yes, he did. Smiley finds the frag back. Lucky gets tagged in the exchange. And X7 here's body on the rotate. Now has an inkling, an idea of where the last 2 CT players are at. Will try and just go for the kill, wait for body to make the mistake and go back into hell. They've marked off the CT side. This on paper should be around for HAVU here.
Yeah, this is pretty much already done. Lucky out from the close vent, though, might be able to drop that bomb, get the pick up to Otto, which doesn't come through. And now Body's not going to expect the left-hand side play. Easy round in from HAVU.
Taking the charge up ahead of the red box. Utility goes down on Molotovs in particular. No engagements thus far. X7 thinking about it from Exercise. Lucky forcing forward over a Squeaky. Adjustments there. The kill not quite found. And Exercise can capitalize with a bait and switch.
They already got Jocko rotating down to ramp. He cleared it out, and they know they had the aggressive lobby start, so he just rotates down towards the double doors at lower. He's got Lucky too.
Flashbangs over, M4 engages. They don't check out that sideline position so the kill can come through. Jocko can double up, but Aerial can do the exact same thing. 3 versus 2, and it's AWP in for Otto. Aerial looking for more, makes it a triple. Exercise drops the bomb on a site, and now it's Aerial to ace clutch this. Can isolate each individual fight. Hearing Exercise, but not winning the should give away anything to Aerial's angle. Body still wins out that fight though in secret. Here's the footsteps, gets the frag, falls out, 5v4.
They probably just assume that it's going to be a fake play towards outside. Afro catches the wrap.
Shots onwards, slowly through the smoke. Smiley now making his way into the site. The Mag 7 going to try back up alongside Lucky here. Smiley going to check out her, and Exercise bucks him out of the server. Otto with a responsive, and now Exercise here at Tetris will wait back behind the boxes, wait for the T's to round this corner. X7 expecting backstabs. Jocko will engage. Exercise at long range does find his second pick with the Mag 7 on for the triple. But the same could also be said for HEET here. Down on the money line. An execution inbound from X7 already. Pops out, gets lucky. Afro's orb set to the backside. X7 completely undetected and the kills can come back. Afro does get overwhelmed in the end. The Exercise holds up the rafters, makes it a double kill. Not quite a triple in a 2v2 situation instead. Smokes down, nades out. Smiley's going to evade it. And the execution from Jocko comes back in from Squeaky Door. Smiley gets caught. It's Slowy alone now. Bomb on his back. And needing to fight his way back out of a corner. He could dive through vent if he makes it there. B-site is his.
Oh, the timing's everything. Not making any sound with that. Really trying to toy with them now. He's got no util, so as soon as he gets this bomb down, he's probably looking for a fight immediately. Open up the door. The CTs are going to realize exactly what's going on. They need to play together and peek on each other's contacts.
Here's one set of footsteps. Unawares of where body is, but gets that headshot regardless. Instant peek, instant kill, and now a 1v1 for Slowy to try and take match point, but no. It's the Frenchmen that win 15 first and set themselves up for the series win.
That's one of the biggest rounds.
HAVU might not have been in this position. 3 MAC-10s for the round 30 buy and a rush upstairs to the A site. Smiley caught first by Lucky. Exercise gets 2 on the lineup and it's all falling apart for the SMGs. The 2 AKs remain and they'll try fight their way back into the A site, try and gain some sort of survival for HAVU. But the end is nigh for the Finnish side as he look to take this in 3 maps, progress on to the semi-finals. Otto with it all to do and he can't do it in the end. 16-14. He takes